forces are under attack.
Should you become a nuisance, I'll kill you myself.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today on Neo Sylphid, it's gonna be Best, it's gonna be Queen. Here fighting for our entertainment on what? It's Neo Sylphid. You know this based on the spawn locations, man. Top side, it's gonna be Queen, two-time ASL champion. Bottom left, it is Best, an incredible Protoss player. He is purple. Zerg player is white here today. It's another RJB replay for the Patreon game of the week. For those of you who are supporting me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month, I do appreciate ya, especially since I got laid off last fall and I'm making a go at becoming a full-time streamer, you guys. Out at twitch.tv/FalconPaladin and here on youtube.com/FalconPaladin at the same time, dual streaming. Pretty fun stuff here. So again, if you're supporting me on Patreon, I really do appreciate it, especially these last few months. So if you're watching this the week of January the 30th, again, thank you so much for supporting me. And if you're watching this after that, hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe. Help the algorithm know that there is StarCraft coming on this channel. And let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So, probe scouting the correct direction. Let's see if he sees this Overlord. He does not see this Overlord. Okay, so good scout. What? Why are you turning around? Best buddy. What? It's an overpool. It's an overpool opening, Best. Why are you not scouting it? Why did you turn around? You could have scouted it, man. I don't think he knows that Queen is at the top side, or else he would not be so thoroughly scouting this area. He's like, oh, there's no creep. Weird. Oh, hang on a second. There's no Zerg here. Saving up. Are we? No, not a Nexus first. Are we Oh, no. No, Best. No, you can't Nexus first in a PvZ, especially not against a pool first opening. Oh, my gosh. This is so bold here from Best. Man, RJB does send bangers. The hatchery. Okay, natural hatchery coming up here. Are we making lings? 2 lings? But oh my gosh. Queen went overpool to be safe. Not to be aggressive. And he's taking a third hatch here at 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the right side. Is that blind as well? It is. We have no idea what is going on inside Best's main or his natural. And you did early third. So there's a forge, which pretty much makes it an early Nexus, right? But you did not know that. You did not know before taking this early third. There are so many risks being taken here. Okay, the overpool was safe, but man, early third, Nexus first, already done? At basically the same time this hatch is done inside the natural. Here from Queen, maybe Best has been having a lot of success with Nexus first in PvT. So he's like, huh, maybe it'll work in PvZ. And it did. He got away with it. And Queen here has no idea. None. I am blown away at this opening, man. And then blindly taking an early third, which is the right direction here and the right decision against a Nexus first in a PvZ. Wow, so the probe checks and says, huh, no third. Interesting, but we do not know about this. Man, Best scouting here. Probe, you have some stuff to make up for. Scout the third. Scout it. And he does. Okay, nicely done. Good scouting here from Best to make up for the awful scouting. Awful in the early game here. And then failing scouting. Oh, I guess I'll just throw down a Nexus first here. Everything is A-okay. I am blown away. What, such an exciting early 4 minutes here. And it wasn't even a cannon rush. It wasn't even a proxy hatch or anything. Just a Nexus first. Okay, metabolic boost on the way. We've got a Spire on the way here. We've got ourselves a Stargate. warping in. No big surprise. Corsair. Ahem. Corsair. There it is. Corsair on the way. We've got ourselves 4lings out on the map. And then this Zealot being caught with 1 kill, 2 kills, and that's about it. 2 kills, 2 lings for a Zealot. Queen is ahead on that count. So, Macro Hatch coming up. Spire coming up. We've got no second gas here, so I think it's just going to be Scourge to deal with these Corsairs. No +1 attack here on the Cybernetic Sword. Just kidding. Just recently, like as I said, no +1 attack. +1 attack gets fired up. Sure, man. Make me look bad, why don't you, best? So it is a +1 attack Corsair play. We're not getting Mutalisks. Probably this gas is too late, man, to really go for a bunch of Mutalisks here. So Corsair comes in. No big surprise there. We saw the Stargate timing. We know what it is. It'd be funny if it was a scout. Like, really hilarious if it was a scout opening, but we don't see those. Where we see scouts is during the live streams during the week, folks. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We get live pro games. We get games played by viewers like you. They like to make scouts. So if you miss scouts in StarCraft, you're like, boy, I wish we saw scouts in StarCraft. Live games. Live games are where it is. 6 times a week here on the channel. It's insane. Like the bounteous riches that we get from the live games and from the people that are awesome, like Hamster, and by Lucky Owl, and by Toy Cop, and by Wander making scouts. All these players you may have heard of if you've been to the live streams before. Anyway, we got ourselves the Templar Archives on the way from the Protoss because he's not dumb. He's going to get the Psy Storm. No Mutas. Just a couple of Scourge as predicted based on that gas cut timing. No Sunkens either, though. We're just going to play the Static Defenses List. Defenses list? I'm not even sure if that's a word at all. Ooh, there's a creep colony, though. Hold on. Oh, my gosh. Zealots holding the ramp. These guys going to town. Run, drones! Run! Quick! Lings popping out of the eggs here. Fight! Fight the Zealots. Drones, fight the Zealots, too. Get through. Get in there. That Sunken's coming up. These drones and are fighting. That Zealot has 0 kills, and a Sunken's going to help bust him down. He gets 1 kill. He gets 2 kills, and he dies. Good hold. That was really precarious, but we're good. More Zealots heading out. They've got the +1. They've got the speed upgrade. No Sunken at the natural base. Only the 3rd base gets the benefit of the static defense, it would assume. Psystorm is on the way. No big deal. Hydras behind a wall. Pretty difficult for Zealots to deal with, but here we go. The Zealots distract. The Corsairs go to town. Let's see if we get a supply block. There you go. Supply block on Queen. Further supply block on Queen. Boy, if you had, oh boy, 21 available supply. The supply block is insane. On the other side, it's a Ling bust and run into the natural base. The probes are blocking, keeping the cannons alive long enough to hold it. Beautifully held. A DT is not even necessary here. And the supply block is killer. Best is bullying Queen right now. I am loving it. That's what you get for not having these friggin' static defense at your natural base, Zerg. Not a single Sunken. I'm not even saying you should have had a Spore there. The Spore wouldn't have helped too much. But having a Sunken would have helped kill those Zealots so much faster. And then the Overlords wouldn't have all died. And then the supply block wouldn't have been as brutal. And it wouldn't be so many resources spent on Overlords. So much lost time with the supply block. Unable to make Hydras. Unable to make drones or anything. These Overlords just kind of... We're just going to move out on the map. No, there is no moving out onto the map. There are 7 Corsairs here. They have +1 attack. They own this position. They own it. They own the map. You are only a guest here, I'm afraid. DT, checking to see if there's a 4th base down this way. There is not. Wow, what a crazy Patreon game this is. Loving it. It was considered a DEFCON 1 from RJB, and I think we figured out why. Best is just on fire here. 2 base, supply blocks. Gets into the natural base, kills some drones, kills a bunch of Hydras. The army's not even that big. We're defending like crazy here as Queen. He wants to move out, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Not until he's got lurkers, which obviously he's working on. Corsairs, check to see 3rd gas timing. They see it. They see another macro hatch here at the 3rd. Look, I do love a good macro hatch. Okay, I'm not going to tell you, make a creep instead of a macro hatch. Get a macro hatch and a creep. I know it's the death of 1 single drone, but how many Overlords died there? 5 or 6? Is like 1 drone enough to make up for that many Overlord losses? The problem is they have played games before, Zerg players, where they don't bother making Sunkens. They totally get away with it. None of their overlords die. None of their drones die. They're big and mighty and strong. And they have 800 Hydralisks at 10 minutes, and then they go kill the Protoss, and they're like, see? Static defense slowed me down way too much. That's what happened. And then they don't like making Sunkens ever again. And I get it. I really do. It's a risk they take. We talked about risks earlier. That early third was a risk. The Nexus first was a risk that both players pretty much got away with here. The no Sunkens, something that he didn't get away with at the natural base, and the slowdown is real. That said, it's 90 to 85 supply right now. Best is up, but not by as much as he wants to be. Not towards the mid game anyway. We're still okay at this point. We've got Storm, we've got speed lots, we've got cannons. We are moving out with a shuttle. Maybe a storm drop is in the future here. I don't see any sign of Reavers. A little bit early for that. We do see them in PvT quite a bit around this stage. Maybe even earlier than the 7 or 8 minutes. But in a PvZ situation, for whatever reason, they like to wait. They like to wait until closer to the end game. 15, 16, 17 minutes, 19, 20 minutes, stuff like that. We'll see if Best goes for it or not. Hydra's prepared for any kind of a drop, any kind of Corsair shenanigans. Fourth base comes up on the right side. There's no gas here. Not a huge fan of it, but, you know, you take what you can take is the deal. Trying to take a third base, are we? And actually, Queen lets this probe live. Nope, sends one Hydra over to kill this one probe. The Zealots are going to make it hard for us. Look at the Hydras getting behind the mineral line. Hey! Two can play it this game, they say. We're going to sit behind. Oh, he egg blocks it too. Oh. Uh-oh. We're going to Psystorm in there. What are we going to do? Dragoons are showing up. This is hilarious. I like this a lot. This might be my thumbnail, actually. That's very funny. Blocks himself in back there. Forces a lot of Protoss to come in this way and try to shut that down, and they do, but it delays the third base for quite a bit. Queen needed something like that. Best is now up about 10 supply. Good up snipe. It says every obs that dies is another lurker that doesn't. All right, everything's looking pretty good here, I'd say, from the Zerg player. I mean, if we're kind of stuck on the Hydra Lurker tech, you know how I feel about this. But delaying that third base was huge. Sniping out a couple obs is also nice. The Psystorm count is pretty big. There is a Queen's Nest coming in at 12 minutes. So I was prepared to kind of allow this from Queen, but then he threw up the Queen's Nest anyway. Look at this. Lurker spread too. Oh, that's glorious. That is really, really good stuff. I mean, one storm per lurker is just not the economy that we're looking at from a Protoss perspective. That said, the Dragoons are pretty good here against the lurks. We know that. They've got good range. They've got upgrades, and by that I mean +2. The Hydras are sitting here at a +1. Atmospheric music is here. It's not too crazy yet, and the fourth base is getting saturated. 53 to 46 workers in favor of the Protoss. Corsair Ball hiding out down here where the Hydras can't find them. And a fourth base coming in the left side from Best 2. So continuing to be, oh, no, even supply, not where you want to be, but against Hydra Lurker, you can kind of get away with it, right? Because you have Psystorm, and the Zerg player doesn't have any spell casting at all yet. That Hive is a big indication that, this is what we're looking at here. Probe transfer up to the third base. Ooh, these Hydras kind of getting stuck in here. They're going to have to play Ring Around the Rosie a little bit until their friends show up. And they do. Look at these Zealots. They're blocking so hard today. Oh, you're trying to catch them in here? Best is coming down to catch these Hydras and trap them in here. Oh, this is big. The Hydras are like, go, go, go. Get in. I don't know why we did that. Now we're I mean, they were stuck anyway. Where are the High Templar? High Templar are a little bit slow. Oh my gosh, these Hydras can't get out unless we completely abandon the front, and the Hydras don't know. This is like that thing where basically you stake an elephant like to a big old thing you've driven into the ground, right? Anyway, and then you eventually take it so it's not even a big thing anymore, but the elephant thinks it's connected to a big strong thing, so it doesn't try to get it out anymore. That's what this is. They think there's a... Now they're like, wait a second. That whole army is out in the middle of the map. They just shut down my attempt to take down the third base. Hey, we can get out of here because they couldn't before, not through that narrow choke. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know that Best had to send that whole army out either. He's up less than 10 supply. Not where you want to be as a Protoss player. The Psystorm is real. He's going Reaver Tech. Adrenal's on the way. Defiler Mound coming in too. That's a pretty stacked up lurker group, but I don't know, High Templar. There they go. High Templar are just, wait for me, guys. They keep running down, and then they're following everybody as they go back up north, and then they come back down to the south again, and like, come on, guys. You know I can't run. My feet can't even touch the ground. I think High Templar can increase their move speed, like, for lore purposes. Like, just not in-game necessarily, but, like, in lore. Do you think they can run? They just increase their hover speed, or are they just always hovering at a majestic, kind of slower pace to increase just the awe with which others view them? That might be what's going on. Are we setting up for a drop? We are, unless... Nope, Scourge getting nothing done. Cool. That is scouted, though. Man, it's not even speed shuttles yet. That upgrade is not there. You're gonna, there are hiders waiting for this. There's a sunken there, too. Trying to micro up into the 5th base of Queen 2 is best here. He unloads 4 DTs. Oh, we weren't expecting that. Okay. Well, Sunken's going to help a little bit, unless these 4 DTs dive right on top of that Sunken, which they immediately do. And take it out. All right. Guaranteed damage here is drones. Next up, we're getting the spawning pool. Loving that. They don't cancel the Adrenal, but you have to replace that to make Zerglings. Scourge trying to take out the Corsairs, and Overlord does come back in, and the gas dies. All right. I mean, that's pretty good. Sunken, drones, gas, spawning pool sniped out. Counterattack by Queen is very upset. Like, okay, you drop DTs into my main, and the Corsairs are sort of hold positioning and dying to Hydras. Not great. You kind of need those. The Lings do have Adrenal, and 1-1. If you manage to Dark Swarm right here, you kill that base. It is a dead base. No Defilers with this group, though. Are there any friggin' Defilers? Oh, Lurkers getting all stormed up, stormy with a chance of psionic power behind it here. Adrenalings mean that Archon never comes up at all. Trying to expand down this way, but can he hold it? The answer is yeah, he definitely can. 167 to 143 supply. Best is as up as he's ever been in this game. About 20 supply now instead of 10. Feeling better about this. However, the 5th base that the Zerg player lives. The main base, he didn't get the Defiler Mound, which would have been a good get for sure. But did deny a bunch of mining time, and the spawning pool died. So, I mean, we'll give you some partial credit there on that DT attack. Are we getting a new spawning pool? Production tab says no, but maybe it's already somewhere else, Falcon says. This is the Falcon blindness portion of the stream. Do we have a new spawning pool? Doesn't look like we do. Zealots into the main base. We're back. You thought DTs were bad. How about 8 speed lots with, oh my gosh, +3 attack. I'm not sure the spawning pool was replaced, you guys. These guys are tearing through the defenses here inside the main base, too. They are not dying. I'm saying that. They're going to start to die. But 6 kills on that Zealot. Way better than... Look at this. They're running. Well, they're not running. They're... Oh, the Lurker egg blocks today are great. This 5th base from the Zerg player is dead, though. So Queen's unhappy about that. Zealots... okay, now getting sniped out. Beautiful. Really smart plays with Lurker eggs today from Queen. I love that. And then running back to try to deal with this army, pushing into the 3rd base, which has been here for a while. There's 1 sunken at it, which was once maybe enough defense. Not anymore. Trying to save it. Queen comes rolling in. Size storm over everything, and the responding force is dead. So, yeah, I don't know that Queen can do this. I'm not sure at all. Where's my Dark Swarm? Where is my Plague? I haven't seen any of that today. I see Defilers. Hey, guys, you want to come help out? No? All my Lurkers are dying because these Dragoons have +3 attack, and they're hitting really hard. And it's 193 to 115 supply. Dude, Lurkers coming around the backside. Is that enough? Not with the Size Storm. And hang on. This army does get wiped out. Excellent job there. Oh, new attempt at a 5th base gets killed. There are Zealots inside the main base again. Oh, the Spire getting hit in particular. Drones getting hit in particular. The Zealot stuff alone. Oh, spawning pool's over here. Was it over here earlier? Maybe, possibly. Either way, it's dead. The Defiler Mound is also dead. The drones are returning to the main base. I don't think it's particularly incredibly safe here at the moment. You guys, Nah, we're done. 187 to 101 supply. Dude, best. Crushes it. With the Nexus first. With the Zealot drops. With the DT drops. And Queen taps out in 20 minutes. What a PVZ that was. Protoss fans everywhere rejoicing. Falling out of their seats with love. That was so good by Best. I told you. I told you Best is up there. He's elite, dude. Probably going to be an SSL 2, which hopefully should be announced by now. By the time most of you people see this. And maybe even by the time people who are watching this on Patreon see it. But either way, yeah, tap that like button, man. That was great. Protoss fans getting a massive win. Harassment. With an amazing Nexus first opening he totally got away with, which, again, he didn't scout. He didn't scout. He didn't get up far enough to see if there was a hatch coming in there for a hatch first. There's no way he saw anything when he got to this point. None. He just, for some reason, I think he assumed he would see an Overlord, right? He's like, well, if Queen is here, he usually sends the Overlord this way first. I don't know if that's true, so I would see the Overlord, and I don't, so he's not here. And then he scouted bottom right, and he was there the whole time. Bonkers opening, and got away with it anyway. The Nexus first was fine. Nothing ever bothered it. Killing the spawning pool was awesome. Killing the Defiler mount at the end there was very cool, too. Killing this hatch, huge. And then defending this base pretty ably. I mean, yeah, Queen just couldn't get up to the macro Zerg that he wanted to be. And that was it. He was done. So, incredible harassment, incredible macro, Psy Storms getting it done. I don't think we saw a single Dark Swarm or a Plague today. And that Queen's Nest started at 12 minutes. That wasn't, an 18-minute Queen's Nest. It's like, oh, the Defiler Mount's not even done when the game's over. No. He got that Queen's Nest in pretty much time, but had to replace so much economy, had to deal with the lost mining time. It slowed down everything so much. And Best just took advantage. Excellent PVZ. Top tier. One of the best I've seen in a while. Outproduced 5-2. Queen did. Got out killed 3-1. Good ratio there if you're Queen. Not enough, is it? The resources. This is what Nexus first does to a guy. Oh, getting outspent by a Protoss in a 20-minute game is so bad. Okay, well, that was amazing. That was a great Patreon game, maybe epic level. Let me know in the comments, Patreon, if you think this is an epic game, and I'll epic tag it. And that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out. You guys are the best. Almost as best as best. And you take care of yourself.